scheduled stop at Beach City. Beach City has always been the best place for anyone to enjoy a good time. Breadsticks being made at the Crab Shack, several types of donuts available at the Big Donut, and the exciting rides from the Beach City Funland Park. When it comes to new visitors, all the options and activities await them in a city that's 200 years old. A transit bus stopped at the bus stop to allow its passengers to disembark. When all the people got out, there were only 2 more passengers left. With some extra payment, the inconvenience of taking an hour-long drive with no animals being allowed in the bus, 2 ponies disembarked. One who's a young colt wearing a propeller hat and his mother. "I can't believe we have to sit on the worst seats in that bus," the colt said, rubbing his butt. "Not in public, but in MASH." His mother slightly slapped his hoof. "If it wasn't for me paying the driver more money, we would have walked all the way here and arrived 3 hours later." As the bus leaves, Button Mash looks at Beach City itself. "I guess it would have be close to midnight if we did that option. So what are we gonna do first? Before we go out to eat and rent an apartment, I want to go to the beach. We haven't gone to a beach since we began our world trip. Buttermash may enjoy beach time, but at this late point in the day, it really isn't the right time. What are we gonna do there? We're just gonna watch the waves together. I enjoy those sounds whenever I go to the beach where we live." The colt rolled his eyes, but still needs to appreciate her mother's hobbies. "Alright, let's go." As his mother smiled, they walked to the streets of Beach City. Several citizens in the city took notice of the presence of the 2 ponies. They've been lucky that they never in serious trouble by evacuating during the whole home war gym war from before, but seeing 2 ponies that have nothing to do with gym powers feels unusual. "These people are staring at us," Button quivered, looking at the humans. "They're just not used to new visitors like this," his mother replied. "But they're human, and we're not." His mother tried to look at the positives, outweighing the negatives. "Okay, we're not like the humans from our last visit, but at least we're not getting any restrictions this time." His mother looked for the cheapest motel in Beach City and saw the rules had strict no pet policy. She needed to find a way for her and Buttermash to rest for the night before they spend the whole day exploring the city tomorrow. As they stepped onto the stand of the beach, there were only a few people either playing volleyball or sitting by themselves. Button Mash's mother wanted to make sure she has no space for herself and her son. She takes her son to the other side of the beach, where there's no one around. Button Mash looked at the ocean itself. Unlike the beach he went to from where he lives, this beach is a lot more beautiful with the ocean clear and blue. "I gotta say though, we never had a beach that's like this one." "I know, that's why I decided this is our next stop." When they head to the open area, Button and his mother saw a beach house to the left. "Do you think the humans in the beach house would be okay if we stay on their property?" "Maybe. I've heard that the citizens are really respectful. If we respect them and don't touch anything that we're not supposed to touch, we'll be fine." As they sit together, hooves away from the water, they stared at the ocean together. But as for Button's mother, she's worried if there's zero chance for her to rent an apartment for their stay. Inside the beach house, a slumber party is going on with 9 people and one other creature enjoying their time. Other than playing video games, a homemade pizza is inside the oven while the invited guests in the beach house are waiting patiently. "So I was wondering, Steven." Connie walked down the steps with Steven in front of her. "Maybe we can go to the pier before you leave. You know, just like old times when we were in that crystal ball." Steven remembers trying to get the attention from Connie since day 1 when she finally talked to him. "Well, we only needed help to get out of the bubble." "True, but I still remember you gave me my glow bracelet." Yeah, and look where we are now, Stephen laughed as they both took a seat by the kitchen table with Paula and Peridot. But at the same time, I don't feel like going to the beach anytime soon. Then what do you want to do? How about you two go on the picnic? Paula suggested, with Stephen and Connie looking at her. That'll be something you two can do before you leave, Stephen. We don't usually do that all the time, Connie responded. Come on, Connie. You know Stephen would approve of that, Peridot added. Actually, Peridot, she's right. Stephen turned his attention to the green gem. Other than roller skating, me and Connie wanted to do something different for once. It's not always the same when we try something new for a change. Both Paul and Peridot looked at each other from hearing the confession from Stephen. I guess you could be right, but roller skating and picnics is what you do mostly. Paul turned back to Stephen. Is there anything you two haven't done yet in Beach City? We're probably gonna drive around in his car with a map of the city so we can pick this place together, Connie answered. I don't know about you, but it feels awkward to see what you're gonna do differently tomorrow, Peridot commented. I mean, what could happen that could be better than all the other activities you two did in the past? Stephen and Connie looked at each other after listening to Peridot's consideration. Just when they were about to come up with a solution, Garnet was looking out the window. She usually expects something serious to be going on, but instead, she saw two ponies by the beach. Stephen, she spoke, which caused her to turn her head to Stephen. Something's outside in their animals. Animals? Stephen staying up and heading to the window with Connie following from behind. When he saw the two ponies sitting on the beach, he thought he was seeing things. He never came across ponies during any of his journeys with the crystal gems. Are those ponies? Connie looked closely through the meal. Ponies? Amethyst blinked as she placed her snack on the couch. Do you mean actual ponies? Probably, Garnet responded while Amethyst also looked out the window. I gotta say, every occasion like this just keeps getting stranger. Soon Paula, Peridot, and Greg all looked out from the window to see the two ponies outside. While Peridot and Greg are just confused like the others, Paula, however, wrapped her fingers together, even without seeing the faces from the two ponies. Aw, it must be a mother and son bonding, she commented. You really think that? Greg wondered. I mean, look at them. It's always sweet to see this on the beach. It looks like these two were from a different land or something. I don't recall knowing the pony village having exist at some point, Peridot said. This gave Stephen an idea. A weird idea, but a charming one still. I'm gonna go outside to check them out, he responded as he headed to the front door. Button and his mother spent about 8 minutes looking at the ocean. It's always beautiful how it shines when the sun sets over the water. Bun Mash may have found it wonderful. His mother adored it way more than he thinks. How much time do we have left? He asked. Only 2 more minutes, his mother responded. When Bun Mash looked at the ocean again, he was wondering what he and her mother can do in Beach City tomorrow. But then again, he remembered how the other humans felt when they saw him as a cult. You're not going to rent an apartment, are you? This causes his mother to sign. No, because there's no pet parsley at the motel. Then where are we going to sleep if it rains tonight? I don't know. I just thought this would be the best place for family bonding, but I never got this far before. Button's mother lowered her ears in disappointment in herself. Will you please give me another 5 minutes to think of a solution? Why? Button whined. Even if we go out to eat, what if they don't allow us in? Okay, we're only here so we can see the ocean, she shouted in frustration. Button Mash placed his hoof on his face. To think he was expecting something awesome, all that was a waste of thought. So, we're just gonna leave to eat somewhere else? Yes, I'm sorry, his mother sadly said, calming herself down. Meanwhile, Stephen was out of his beach house, hearing everything of what Bun and his mother said. He was surprised that they have the ability to speak. This feels so unusual. It's too awesome for me to kill, he thought as he made his first move. After he got off the porch, he walked up to the two ponies. Button in his mother's right ear plugged up after hearing footsteps from behind them. They turned around, which caused Stephen to stop in place. "Oh, sorry, didn't mean to scare you," he replied. Bun Mash is stunned, not because he got caught from being on someone else's property, but the fact the human is not taking it harshly. "We're also sorry. I just wanted to see the ocean here," his mother grabbing onto his hoof. "I can tell. The ocean is always wonderful to look at." He turned his attention to Bun Mash. "This is your son?" "My one and only son. His name is Bun Mash and my name is Creamheart." This gave Stephen an idea for what he can do during this opportunity. He turned around to look back at his beach house with none of his friends and family looking out the window. "So, what are you doing here?" He turned to the two ponies. "We're about to stay here in the city, but..." Cream tried to be honest, but her son fills her in. "There's restrictions everywhere, so we can't stay at a motel." He rolled his eyes unhappy. "We're on a road trip. And it seems you're the first ponies to arrive in Beach City," Stephen smiled. "Do you want to spend the night at my beach house?" Creamheart was stunned that a human is allowing her and Bun to sleep inside his house. "You're seriously willing to do that? You two seem housebroken to me. Come inside." Stephen turned around while leading the ponies to his beach house. "I can't believe he's allowing us to have a place to sleep," Bun smiled. "I know, it's so unbelievable," his mother responded in relief. "Unbelievable, huh?" Stephen turning around. "Then there's a group of people you will never forget." This made Bun and his mother confused. It's one thing to meet so many humans during a road trip, especially citizens of Beach City, but what they heard couldn't make the situation any more special. But Stephen knows when he's attempting is simple compared to the life he had when he was a preteen. When he allowed the two ponies inside, Button noticed the amount of people looking at him. After the stops he took, looking at the humans, he always thought humans only had two skin colors, although most of Stephen's guesses aren't humans at all. "Who are these people?" Cream looking in her surroundings. "Other than my friend and father, these are the crystal gems," Stephen said, introducing them. "That brown pony looks utterly adorable," Paul smiled. "The pony with the baby bottle and cart must be his mother," Bismuth commented. "I gotta say, she must be a very caring mother," Greg added. Stephen allowed Button and Cream to sit on the white couch while Amethyst is sitting. As Stephen headed to the refrigerator to give his two invited guests something to drink, Button looked at Amethyst, who was smiling the whole time. Hello?" He smiled shyly. "What? You never seen anyone like us?" she smirked. "Because we have never seen an animal like you." When Bun looked at the other invited guests in the house, they all agreed on what Amethyst just said. "Are crystal gems that rare?" he asked. "Oh, trust us, there's more of us," Peridot chilled. "If they were here, we would have had our summer party outside," Lapis said, pointing out the window. "You must be exaggerating," Cream responded. "Trust us, we went through a lot of adventures." Stephen took out 2 boxes of grape juice while closing the fridge door. While he gives the 2 ponies the drinks, Connie sat by them, placing her hand on Cream's mane. "Your mane is beautiful," she replied. "Why, thank you," Cream blushed. "It was a good idea I took a shower before I left." "You can shower by yourself." Cream nodded, which impressed the gems. "I always thought we had to give animals a bath," Greg said. "If you have the ability to learn the skill, anything is possible." Cream laughed. Button felt a little embarrassed from his mother's sense of humor. "If we have a summer party and you happen to arrive at our village, you would see the whole picture." "What do you mean?" Garnet wondered. Our village is completely populated with ponies, Queen filling in. Not only that, there's so many creatures outside of our village. Seriously? Peridot washing up to the two ponies. Are there like gem aliens there? No, Queen said warily, getting slightly creeped out from the green gem. Gem ponies? No, but those crystal ponies? Peridot started to become disinterested. There's no gem creature, isn't there? All that Queen had to do was tilt her head in response. Well, that's lame. If all species had gem abilities in themselves, our visit would have been a little different. But instead, walking up to Peridot, how are ponies different compared to other animals? Coney asked. Well, from what I've learned from school, there are 3 types of ponies. Elf ponies, Pegasi, unicorns. What do they have? Stephen asked, sitting on the ground. Pegasi have wings, unicorns have horns. What do elf ponies have? Greater strength. Button lowered his head. I know it's an ability we all have, so we can handle our chores in physical work better, but to me, it's not enough. Stephen and his friends became concerned from the way Button looked at the ground. Peridot backed away from the cushion upon hearing the opinion from the cult. Her emotions went from overwhelmed to surprise. After hearing the cult's confession, Paul got up from her chair, making her way to Buttmash. She picked him up with his friends, looking at him straight in the eyes. Button, I know how it feels to have powers, and I've learned how humans like Steven live their lives. She took off his prop pedal and gave it to his mother. What do you mean? Button blinked at the gem and rubbed his mane. Humans are just like you, if you're talking about gem powers. If elf ponies are really ordinary with only greater strength as a defined trait, then they're just like how humans expect their animals to be like. She then placed him back on the cushion, whilst getting on her knees. If your mother is willing to see the whole city first thing in the morning, I would be delighted to show you what the citizens in Beach City are like. All the while, they'll get to know you and your mother a lot better. This caused Creamheart to get on her hooves upon hearing Paul's offer. That would be great, she cheered. And who knows, if you're willing to stay for a couple days, she might take you to Jim Homeward, Stephen said, walking up by Paul. Is she willing to do that? Button asked. Why, yes, Labras chiming in. There's so much at the Gem Homeworld, it would take you days to see everything. Garnet know that any newcomer who comes inside the Peach House would easily have a ton of questions about the gem themselves. I'm not going to show you a lot tonight, but there was one place where me, Paul, and Amethyst once worked together. She picked up Button and Cream, taking them outside with Steven and the others walking from behind. We will be waiting here. The pizza's almost done, Greg looking at the oven. I'll get it out. Thanks, Dad, Steven responded while closing the door. The door heads up to where most of the gems are coming from. Button also wondered why Steven has so many crystal gems as friends, although that's only half of his friends list. When they enter inside Steven's conservatory where most of his plants are at, in the center of the room, they see a platform made out of crystal, which made Button and Cream take notice. What's that? Cream pointed as Garnet placed the two ponies on the ground. That's the warp pad, Paul answered. It only activates for gems only. It allows us to warp to different locations in space, Garnet explained. Anywhere? Button walking onto the platform. Well, there are setbacks. The gem pony designed this for us to stop any crisis. Steven walked up towards the two ponies. Even if we don't do that anymore, we still take a visit to the other gem worlds. Is this where most of you came from? Well, Paul, Garnet, and Amethyst live here, Coney added. The others did come from this warpad. Button and Cream looked at the crystal platform itself. To think Beach City was a one-of-a-kind city during the road trip, they see a beach house that has a lot going on inside. There was nothing like what we have back in our village, Cream said, viewing the platform. Do you wish you had these? Amethyst smiled. I would use these to make transportation a whole lot easier. Well, you still have to remember, gyms are the only ones who can use these properly, Paul pointed. Even if every creature on any planet would use this, it could lead to serious problems, Garnet added. But as long as we're with passengers, everything will be fine. The two ponies looked at the warpad again. If it was activated by their own will, they will get teleported to where most of the gyms are at. I still can't believe this is actually real, Button replied. To think coming to this place was a mistake. Hey, come on, Button, Stevens said, walking up to the cart. Sometimes road trips aren't always planned out if we weren't here. Then coming here would definitely be a different story. It's true, Bun, Cream said. We may have other stops, but if this never happened, we would head back to our village without a single thought. Oh please, when we saw you sitting together on the beach, we couldn't just leave you there, Amethyst crossing her arms with a smile. You two are so cute. It would be wrong for us to ignore you two, Connie commented. So, you're actually gonna have us stay? Button asked. Sure, Steven said. Even if I'm gonna move out, me and Button have no problem giving you two a tour of Beach City, including the gym homeworld, Paul added. Button and Cream couldn't believe that the road trip led them to this beach house, which also has the warp pad where all the other gyms come from. Thanks, Steven, Cream teared up. You saved our road trip vacation. I'm always here to make anybody happy, he smiled. We're just like what they did to me. He turned to his friends after they saved him from turning into a monster after the stress he went through. He picked the two ponies up and gave them a hug. If I get the chance, maybe I might go to your village. It's kind of far away from here, Cream replied. You made it all the way here. I can do the same since I got my driver's license. His friends adore the hug he's giving to the two ponies. With a full day tomorrow, they can't wait for them to see what they have in store. They all head back to the living room where most of the other gyms are eating their pizza. They gave Button and Cream a slice as they enjoyed the rest of the slumber party. After they cleaned up everything in the living room, they all went to sleep in the sleeping bags. Steven and Connie take Button and Cream up in Steven's room where they are allowed to spend the night. When they walk inside the room, the two ponies witness a pink lion in the room. Is that a lion? Cream blinked. Who's also pink, Button added. Don't worry, he's not gonna hurt you, Connie smiled. Me and Lion had been through a lot when I was little. Steven placed the ponies by Lion. If you take your time to get to know him, he may like you. Lion moved slightly after when he felt Button and Cream being placed by his body. He stared at the two ponies straining their eyes. Steven tucked in his bed while Connie got him inside her sleeping bag. Good night, both Steven and Connie replied as they went to sleep. Both Button and Cream didn't move a muscle from the way Lion is staring at them, nor even saying a single word. But then he nuzzles onto Button Mash, taking a liking to him while also licking his face. He does the same with Cream Heart afterwards. It appears he likes us, Button said, getting the drawer off of him. I know, he's really kind, Cream enjoying the treatment she's getting from Lion. He then laid his mane on the two ponies, keeping them warm, like anyone else who treats him fairly. Mom, Button slowly closed his eyes. This is the best road trip ever. Creamheart grew a smile while trying to get to sleep, and you're the best son I've ever had. Aww, both ponies opened their eyes as they saw Steven and Connie looking at them, which made them nervous. Did we ruin the moment? Connie replied. Not really, Cream responded, since we didn't ruin your slumber party. Touché, Steven finished.
Turn